week of October 15th, we started off by reviewing each of the sentence patterns and what we need to ask to find a direct object and indirect object. Those notes should be in their binders on last week's grammar bits, though. So what we were looking at and building on this week is the idea of linking verbs and helping verbs. Students will take or took their linking verbs test on Tuesday, 18 verbs that they just need to be able to recognize. So we talked about what is a linking verb and came up with a definition that it is a verb that links the subject of the sentence to a word in the predicate. It could be a noun that renames the subject or an adjective that describes it. And so we went through and talked about what that kind of looks like and did some examples on the board, and then compared that to what is a helping verb. And it should be easy to remember because helping verb sounds like its name. It's a verb that helps another verb along. And we call that verb the main verb in a sentence. And we said that that main verb, we've talked about in our sentence patterns, can only be action verbs and linking verbs. So we have a list of 23 helping verbs, which students will take their quiz on for Friday. And we gave an example of how could a helping verb help a main verb. So is both a helping verb and a linking verb. If it's all by itself, it's a linking verb. If it's a helping verb, then it's got another verb after it, like is playing. So the helping verb is, the main verb is playing, and so that entire verb phrase is playing is doing the job of an action verb because play is an action verb. But is can also be a helping verb that helps a linking verb. So we had smell as a linking verb is smelling, as in the food is smelling very good. So smelling is a linking verb, is a helping verb that's making it make sense. We couldn't just say I playing baseball because that sentence wouldn't make sense. We need the helping verb there. So then we looked at some examples of sentences in class. Some of them had helping verbs, some of them had just action verbs and linking verbs by themselves. So I'm going to go look at their homework and do the first couple examples for homework in case they need help. So a difference in what we're going to start doing now in coding our sentences is underlining our verb phrase twice, because sometimes the verb phrase can be split up by another word. So we start with our same method. We're going to highlight our prepositional phrases in the school play and for a part so that we can eliminate them and know that they're not really part of the rest of our sentence. Look for our subject, which is drew. And then I see a helping verb because it's on my list, may, might, must. So might is a helping verb. And I want to see, is it helping another verb? May, might, audition. And audition is an action, something that you can do. And that's an action verb. So what students then need to do is break that apart and fill in a chart. So we found out that the subject is drew. And our helping verb, whatever we put in this column, has to be on that list of 23 verbs. So might is our helping verb. And then audition is our main verb. And we said that that main verb is an action verb. And the next one, Sarah may be singing in the talent show tomorrow. The prepositional phrase is in the talent show, because show is the noun. That tells me where it ends. The subject is Sarah. And I'm looking for what is Sarah doing? Singing, and I see that there are a couple helping verbs in front of it because those words are on my list of helping verbs that I need to study. And singing is an action verb. So if we go back down to our chart, the subject is Sarah. Our verb phrase was maybe singing. So it might be easier to find what's the main verb. In this case, it's singing, and that's an action verb. And we actually have two verbs that are helping, may and be. Now we keep in mind that be sounds like it's a linking verb as well, but because it's not by itself, because it's with this other verb, it's not being used as a linking verb. It's being used as a helping verb. And so that's what students need to do for homework tonight. We will check this together in class, and we will probably spend the rest of this week doing some more practice assignments. Students got a couple of worksheets that aren't homework. We did a couple of the sentences in class, but I advise them that if they're having some difficulty with this, to do the sentences and bring it in, and I'll check it for them just to make sure they're on the right track. So there are a couple of worksheets. One's on just basic sentence patterns, and one is specifically looking at helping verbs. So both of those are listed on the grammar bits section of my website if they need to be reprinted for extra practice. Thanks.